Hey, what's going on, guys? Saiyan here, back with another What If special. Today is April 1st, which makes this the April Fool's What If special. As the title suggests, this What If is going to be a crazy one. It's a T23 What If, and everyone that watches me knows that I would never actually do this. Come on, it's T23. So, April Fool's does give me a chance to make a super crazy What If video, which is this one. But quick plug before we begin. Of course, like and subscribe. Let's try and get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the month. With that, let's get right into the video. So how What If would or could happen is usually where I would start, but this has no explanation. Goku is just born as a Super Saiyan 4. To give you some idea of what that means, you need to know the power boost of Super Saiyan 4. This transformation originated from the GT world, which is non-canon. Goku becomes Super Saiyan on top of Great Ape, and then he controls that to turn into that transformation. The power boost from this is speculated to be around 10 and 12,000. Some people assume it's in the lower 4 to 6,000 range, but I assume that it's in the higher ups. And that's far greater than not only Super Saiyan 1, 2, but also 3. However, it's still less than half of the God multiplier. Goku's power level at birth was just 2, and if we apply the Super Saiyan 4 multiplier on top of that, which would be 12,000, puts his detected power at 24,000. Again, to give you an idea, that's stronger than Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga, and already stronger than Dodoria. Obviously, this power level doesn't go unnoticed. Whoever is nurturing Goku and everyone who has their scatter on would detect the power, but their scatters would break at 20,000. A lot of people would think that it's a malfunction, but not the King. Being that his power level is twice as large as Broly's, King Vegeta would be even more alerted. He's seen a normal power level like that before, but not one that makes the body switch. Is this the actual Super Saiyan? He can't risk it, so he has to exile the boy. Bardock and Guinea, however, are also on high alert. As soon as Guinea hears about her son's abnormally high power level, she remembers back 5 years ago, where King Vegeta exiled the boy for being stronger than the prince. She freaks out and contacts Bardock, who immediately rushes down to planet Vegeta as fast as he can. At the same time, King Vegeta is preparing a pod to send Kakarot away. However, Bardock arrives and with Guinea blasts through the king's quarter, landing an unexpected kick to the king, sending him crashing back into his throne. Bardock sees that there is no point in pleading his case. This was treason against the king, so he tells Guinea to just run. She had prepared a pod, and as the king's guards approach the duo, they put in coordinates for Earth, and send the boy off. Kakarot puts out his hand, screaming for his parents as he's sent flying into space. One of the guards sees the pod in the air, and tries to destroy it with a blast, but Bardock grabs the gun before he can get a clear shot. However, the pod is still grazed and damaged, putting Goku at a different course than originally. He's still headed for Earth, but where? They don't have any time to find out though. Bardock and Guinea are arrested for treason, but that won't matter. Just a couple of days later, Frieza rallies all the Saiyans together and destroys the planet for good. This ends all the Saiyans except for our 6. Vegeta, Goku, Raditz, Nappa, Paragus, and Broly. Goku would arrive on Earth, but like I said, his pod was knocked off course. This would land him at Kami's lookout. On a random day, Kami notices a bright object in the air. He quickly tells Mr. Popo to get ready. Maybe this is an alien threat. He senses a power thousands of times stronger than him. Kami fears this may be something too powerful. But the pod crashes down onto the lookout, and then nothing. The two assume a fighting stance as they approach the spacecraft. It opens up, and out comes a baby? Kami's shocked. A baby with such high power levels? He goes up to the baby, still on high alert, and reads its mind. This is a simple technique that even Goku was able to do, and Kami, God of Earth, Namekian, the person who created the Dragon Ball, and probably the person who taught Goku how to do this, should be able to do so as well. Reading the boy's mind, he realized that this is no ordinary child. Name, Kakarot. Species, Saiyan. Planet, Vegeta. Homeworld, deceased. Kami feels a relation to the boy. He knows he's from somewhere else too, but with no idea of where, he thinks that he can't just send the child back, because his home planet was destroyed, obviously. But he also can't send the boy down to Earth. He won't be able to control the immense power within him, and possibly destroy everything. This leaves him with one choice: train Kakarot. Goku isn't named Goku, as you may guess. Since Kami knows his name, he'll be called Kakarot. Kami would have a difficult time taking care of Kakarot. Just an accidental touch from him could hurt the god. However, every now and then, Kakarot taps out of the Super Saiyan 4 form. It seems that it's a random and can be triggered. There's really no way to learn how to control it, at least with the knowledge Kami has. But as Kakarot learns manners and meditation, he's able to slowly calm himself. This, however, still wouldn't be enough. Kami decides to use the time room. No, not the room of spirit and time. This is something else. It was showcased to Goku as a child, and to the humans while training for the Saiyan's attack. In this, Kakarot sees his own kind, and Kami allows for him to go through and fight. With his 25,000 power level though, this is a breeze for him. He doesn't even really have to try. But the reason for it was not to get stronger, or to fight, it was to learn. Experience with his form, something that Kami could not give him. Through training, Kakarot is able to harness and control this power, eventually to the point where he can tap in and out of it. This would be a few years after he arrives. Kakarot would probably be around 8, giving him around 5 years of training for this, so I think it's a long time coming. Now a few more years pass, and obviously he would be training throughout. This would also make Kami a lot stronger. Every now and then they would do extremely light sparring, like father-son bonding. While Kami isn't Kakarot's biological father, he did raise the boy. Bulma eventually goes looking for the Dragon Balls, and she runs across an alive Gohan. Most events would be changed. Everything from Roshi to Oolong to Yamcha to the Pilaf gang is easily gone through with Gohan. Bulma gets to make her wish, and she wants to wish for a boyfriend, but sees Yamcha there and ends up making the strawberry wish. Some more time passes and Krillin arrives at Roshi's. Like I mentioned in my Ox King Ray's Goku What If, Krillin training without Goku would make him slightly weaker and less disciplined. The tournament would come around and Jackie Chan would pretty easily win. The Red Ribbon Army arc though goes a lot different. Throughout the years, Kakarot has been with Kami, and notice while he's the god of Earth, he doesn't really do anything to protect it. Kami even forbids him from going down there. One day, Kakarot notices soldiers right under the lookout, at a village he'd been looking over since he was a little kid. Jumping down from the lookout, Kakarot charges in on the soldiers and takes them all out with no difficulty. Bora and Upa are saved by him, and they thank him. Kakarot's blood is boiling from the fight. It was easy, but this feeling, he's never had it except that one time where he trained in the time room. Kami's angered. He teleports down to Earth and grabs Kakarot, taking him back up. He explains that controlling who lives is not their decision. Kakarot argues that he couldn't just let those people die when he could do something to stop it. Those people are waging war, are trying to steal the Dragon Balls that he created. The deaths of these people were his fault. He tells Kami that whether or not you like it, I will go down to help these people. I couldn't save my own. Kami's left standing as Kakarot jumps down. He follows by going on his own first adventure. The Red Ribbon Army goes a lot different though, because Kakarot doesn't really need a radar. He isn't hunting for a Dragon Ball, he just goes on to the Red Ribbon bases one by one and destroys them all. He beats Colonel Silver, General Blue, Tao Pai Pai, everybody. Jiro doesn't even survive. Kakarot makes sure to blow the entire base to bits. He isn't goody two-shoe at all. He never hit his head and was raised as a son of God. He knows all people aren't good. He doesn't have that same mindset as he did while being raised up with Gohan. Kakarot also participates in the next tournament. He felt like doing something that he would enjoy. It seems he enjoys fighting, so this seems like the perfect time to test his power. What he runs into is pretty disappointing. Kakarot has all the same matches that ends up in the finale with Tien, except he easily wins. Roshi takes an interest in the boy, however. He can tell something's up with him. He's not just a normal kid. The King and Piccolo arc is next, except there is no Dragon Ball at the tournament. There's no Power Pole, and no Krillin being friends with Goku. So luckily Krillin doesn't die. Kakarot's contacted by Kami after the tournament. First, to say that he is proud of the boy, and that he was wrong. Secondly, to inform about the threat of King Piccolo. He had been released and his minions are on the hunt for the Dragon Balls. Kami explains to Kakarot that he can't kill the demon, because they're linked, Kami with him, and if he killed King Piccolo that he would die too. He tells Kakarot to use that technique he learned while training. Kakarot goes on a mission to hunt down for the Dragon Balls, obviously. But, of course, he doesn't have the radar due to previous events. This is where something else that Kami said comes into play. That Bulma girl is a tournament. Find her and ask her for her dragon radar. It's an odd request when Bulma hears it, but Kakarot explains that the world will end if she doesn't help him. Bulma doesn't really know what he's talking about and just gives him the ball. Kakarot goes around and collects a bunch until he runs into Tambourine, who he kills. He then runs into a few more children of Piccolo and takes them out too. Drum is easily taken care of as a last child, and then the big boss himself. Except, not really. Goku roughs him up a bit, and then uses the Mafuba to seal him away. He learned this a while ago as he was a kid, because Kami is his teacher, and of course Kami would think that it's a cool technique to have, something that could be useful later on. He returns to the lookout afterwards, puts away the jar, and then goes back down, because he has a date. Before entering the tournament, he met a girl named Chi-Chi. She was taking things a little too fast and asked to marry him, but Kakarot was simply down for the dating aspect. It works out between them, and after a year they get married. Gohan is born late, but that doesn't really matter. A few years would now pass, and from a young age, Kakarot tries to see if Gohan has the same power as him. But turns out, he doesn't. This Super Saiyan 4 gene would not pass on to Gohan. It doesn't make sense to. However, because Kakarot is stronger and still a good person, Gohan would have a larger amount of S cells. That will come into play later on. There's no reunion at Kame House because Kakarot doesn't really know anyone there, except for that brief meeting with Bulma and his fight with Krillin at the tournament. This means Raditz would come to Kakarot's front door instead. He doesn't have a Piccolo encounter, again, obviously because of previous events. Kakarot, though, senses the high power level and rushes outside thinking it's a threat. He gets serious, but what he gets is unexpected. A tall man with long, dashing hair and a green blob on his face. He then says, "Hello, brother." But that's where we're leaving things off for right now. So I hope you guys did enjoy the April Fool What If. I usually don't do this, but because this is a crazy scenario and a special, I want to set a like goal. Let's see if we can hit 125 likes, and then I'll do part 2. Make sure to leave your comments about what you think will happen next time. I'll make sure to respond, but you need to make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell to be part of the Super Saiyan 4s. It's free and you can always change your mind later. If you really like this video, then consider becoming a member. It supports the channel as well as me. But with that, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.